So the doors of the church are officially open. Everybody, please take a second to share today's show so we can multiply our influence. Good morning to you. It's the Nathan Ivy Show. 3 OMG stories that you will find hard to believe, maybe. And these stories are going to run. It's going to. I mean, these stories are going to go from advances in science and technology to, we'll say, police community relations, put it that way. And we're even going to visit the world of perhaps the spiritual realm, the world of the Black church. 3 OMG stories that you will find hard to believe. Maybe. I know the people in this audience pay a lot of attention to what's happening on the internet and news, so you may be aware of it. But I want to deliver a few flows. Please take a second to like and in particular share today's show. We also, I'm planning on talking about a little bit of local news as well. The new city council is getting started with their agenda, and I want to make sure that we keep our eyes on what they did, or what they're doing, should I say, and compare what they're doing to what they said they were going to do, because we got all the tapes, we got all the recordings. We want to hold them accountable as much as possible. Someone said that all politics are local. And while there's gridlock on the federal level, Black voters should always keep their eyes on what's happening where they live, what's happening locally, what's happening in your city, what's happening in your county, what's happening in your state, right? No matter what may be happening with the U.S. Senate and Joe Biden's plan, regardless of all of that, we got to keep our eyes on what's happening where you actually live. All right. I live in Cincinnati, so we'll be discussing this morning. Now, this is a traditional talk show in the sense that you can interact with the show by calling in. And our number this morning has not changed, 513-873-7134. If you'd like to transform your brain waves into talk radio waves this morning, I'm all for it. I'm all with it. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Has that Who Day magic worn off yet? I've been reading that Ogunjobi may not be available for the next game, along with some other very, very critical defensive players. What does that mean for the Bengals? We don't freaking know. Nobody really knows. You turn on local sports talk, they got something to talk about now. Everybody's going back and forth. Nobody really knows. You got to play the games. We'll see what happens. Again, please take a second to like and in particular share today's show. We got some stuff we got to talk about this morning. And our first story is going to take us down to Florida, where an officer is now on desk duty after body camera footage emerged last week of him grabbing a woman, a female. Now, have you seen this? He is on desk duty. Now, what does that mean, on desk duty? That means he's like, they gave him a cubicle and it's like they gave him some paperwork. Like, what does desk duty mean? Are you answering phones? Anybody out there, any police officers, can you explain what desk duty means? It means they're getting a paycheck. Some say that this officer should be fired. Sergeant Christopher Pulleys has been relieved of his supervisory duties with the Sunrise, Florida Police Department and is now under investigation after a local news outlet got a tip that he had been behaving badly. Apparently, they had a scenario where he was approaching a suspect, and one of his fellow female officers, was seen kind of like trying to grab him and pull him away. That reminds us of a story that we've talked about this story before. Remember the sister? I believe she was the Buffalo Police Department, and black sister, right? And she saw a white officer that was about to just go too far with a suspect. And so she separated them. And dude got physical with her. And it got so bad that she ended up losing her job and fighting for her benefits for years and years and years. She only got it recently back last year. Remember this? And now she's got some legislation that she's trying to introduce in various states that would compel officers that when they see bad things happening or an officer going down the wrong road with a citizen, that they have a duty to step in and stop it. I'll give you more details on that in a second. But this incident occurred back on November 19th when officers were called to a convenience store on the Sunset Strip after complaints about an individual committing aggravated battery. Apparently, there was a man who was attacking people outside of the business. And so this police sergeant shows up, and instead of de-escalating the situation, he escalates the situation. And one of his fellow officers tried to intercede, and he grabbed her by the throat. He grabbed her up. Have you seen the images? You gotta see this. Like, you and me ain't got a chance. You know what I'm saying? With this particular officer, anyway. If he's willing to choke up one of his own, what's he gonna do to just an average person? And I saw the video. I mean, it didn't seem to me like she was doing anything that was too far. You know what I'm saying? She was like, look, chill out. And dude, dude turned the tables on her so quick. Let me show the image real quick for you. Check this out. There it is. Dude turned the tables on her so quick. Grabbed her up by the neck. That's a female. That's an officer. And she was trying to pull him away from a suspect doing her duty. Props to that female officer. We need more officers. Are there any male officers that do this kind of stuff? Because I keep so far, and again, I ain't trying to be gender biased or anything, but I don't know. I do male officers intercede and step in? I'm sure they do. I'd like to see more of that. The audio and the body camera clip was released by the Sunrise Police Department has been removed. In the video, so it's no audio to it, it's just video. And in the video, what you see is that Sergeant Police, and he's the aggressor right there. He's the man, the bald officer there. Some of these officers just have a look about them. I'm just go ahead and say it because it's so obvious. And apparently he had a can of, we'll just say, mace, pepper spray, as if he was about to use it. And the female officer was like, whoa, 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 it ain't that serious. So she tries to pull him away from the suspect. That's when he turns around and grabs her by the neck while pushing her back toward another car. I love to know what he said. I love to know what he said. But again, in the clip that's been released, you just see the video with no audio. Grab this one by the neck. OMG, what? I'll say it again. This average Joe citizens ain't got a chance. If you're doing this to a fellow officer, what you gonna do to just an average citizen that might challenge you? What are you gonna do? Apparently, in that particular police department, officers are required to de-escalate and intervene if an officer appears to lose control or display inappropriate conduct. It's been reported that the police department is standing by Rosa. That's the name of the female officer. Quote, I am very proud of the officer involved in this incident and believe that the actions taken were definitive and demonstrative of good leadership during a tense situation. I don't understand why some of these officers get so angry. It's like you're the victim of a crime or something. Are you having flashbacks to high school, or like what exactly is your problem, bro? Chill out. But as I sit here right now, that officer police, the aggressor there has been placed on desk duty. What the fuck is desk duty? That sounds like something What you answering phones? Are you playing video games all day? They put you at the front desk so you can lodge complaints. Are you, logging stuff into the police, locker or file or whatever, the locker, the police vote? I mean, maybe it's all those things. I don't know. Good morning to you. 513-873-7134. If you'd like to share your thoughts this morning. I think that every police department, if they don't already have it, every police department in the country should be written into their training. They got a responsibility to intercede when they see an officer go too far, because obviously this is a job where people get caught up in their emotions. We see it all the time. I mean, damn. Could you imagine seeing some shit like this? And I'm just go ahead and I hate to judge a book by its cover, but dude looks like he's got a problem. Is he married? Is that a wedding band on his head? Oh my MG. Somebody call his wife and check on her. What the hell? What is your rage problem, bro? Chill out. What is your problem, man? Hey, listen, if you almost about to pepper spray people that don't deserve it, you squaring off on female officers. Ain't nobody in the world gonna tell me he ain't doing some crazy shit in his house. I don't believe it. I'd say they need to do a wellness check on his wife and his family if he has it. Cause bro got problems. You see that? Bro got problems. You just kind of got that look. I hate to judge a book by its cover and be all ad hominem and all that kind of stuff, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyway. Pardon me. I'm getting over COVID, I think. But he's got that look about him that you just don't want to see when you get pulled over by a police officer. Oh my God. Can he get some training? He'll get some training. He'll be right back out there. I think that if it's not already in place, it should be a part of the training woven into the fiber of what it means to be a police officer in every single police department in the country. You got to intercede when you see one of your colleagues going too damn far. It's like, oh, Jim's on one again. Jim, right? Jim's on one again. You ain't got a chance out here, man. Crystal writes, not video games. I don't know what that means when they say desk duty. It sounds like some easy shit. It's like, I'd rather be out here cracking heads and pepper spraying people that don't deserve it. But I've got to work in the vault today. The hell? It's too easy. It's too easy, my friends. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. 513-873-7134. Anthony writes, did you order your government test kits, Nate? Not yet. That's right. You can get your free COVID. You can get up to 4 COVID tests sent to your house, right? And White House has launched this new initiative, and it begins online. And you can order up to 4 tests for your household, which I think is smart. I'm like, we should have been done that. I think it's smart, but are people going to test it? I mean, are they going to trust it? You got these people out here like my little bro, man, that claim they living off the grid, but they're getting checks every week and got whole security cards and working in establishments, but they off the grid, right? Anybody got little people like any brothers and sisters, sibling, family like that? Stupidest shit ever. Some of the dumbest ish ever, but okay, whatever. Do you. Good morning. CJ or JC Young writes, and Hoss there is a sergeant. He's supposed to be the cool head in situations. With some police departments culture, she'll end up moving on before he will. Unfortunately, you're right. See, that's the thing. You got to follow the story now, because is this brave female officer who stood up against this tyrant with a badge, is she going to be blacklisted, blackballed? Because that's what happens. That's what happened to the sister in Buffalo. She had to fight for 10 damn years to get her police benefits. You know what I'm saying? All she tried to do was to do the right thing. Matter of fact, let me tell the whole story. It was 15 years. She fought for 15 years. We're talking about Carol Horn. Carol Horn, remember her? She spoke with Donnie B last year. Carol Horn. It took her 15 years to get her benefits back because she interceded when a police officer was going too hard. Matter of fact, the suspect was a black man who was handcuffed. And she observed another officer putting him in a chokehold. Now, how you gonna put a man in a chokehold and he's in handcuffs? What's the purpose of all of this? Let me see if I can find this image for you. I think I got an image for you. Carol Horn. I see the women, the women be standing up. Where the brothers at? I gotta put food on the table. I know. I get it. Props to Carol Horn. And these brothers be talking that shit. The women be doing that shit. That's what I see. Let me see if I can put this image up for you. You got to see. This is Carol Horn. And as soon as I saw this case that happened recently, it made me think of Carol Horn 15 years ago. And she might have saved this brother's life from an officer of all things. Like, there it is. That's Carol Horn. That's the brother in the middle that was about to get choked out. And then that's the Conan barbaric cop right there. And apparently, I think he pushed her. He either pushed her or he swung on her or something like that. And then, times have changed. I was attacked way back in 2006, Nate, right? 15 years ago. We're different now. Uh-huh. But she got blackballed, pushed off the force, and they wouldn't give her benefits. She had to fight for 15 years to get it. She couldn't even get her pension. So JC is right. We got to keep our eye on that story because she might just get blackballed and push out the force. Like, hey, either you with us or you with them. Some of that caveman think. Either you be with us or you be with us. Who you be with, right? Hey, listen, we don't need you. Hey. Simmer down now. Don't be out here stopping police officers. Whose side are you on? Is that what they say to you? I don't know. That's what they say in the movies anyway. So you got to keep your eyes on it and shit. We'll see what happens. I mean, we're talking about 15-year difference, different scenario, different police departments. I mean, Carol Horn's situation happened in Buffalo back in 2006. You know what I'm saying? But, give that sister her damn props. Good morning to you. I got three OMG stories that you will find hard to believe. Maybe. Anybody find that hard to believe? Good morning to you. Oh, I got more. Oh boy, we just getting started. Buckle up. Let everybody know Nate is on. Your favorite talk show host is on. And if you want to chime in this morning, you can do so at 513-873-7134. Good morning to you in advance. Let me check in the chop shop here. Sharp writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Ray writes, good risings all. I've been saying for many, many years, these people need to be tested for steroids. Yeah, looking at him, he definitely looks like that. He could be was it Roy Raging? He could be Roy Raging. He could be. I don't know. He's got that look about him. It's like, calm down. Would you call him JC Hoss? Calm down, Hoss. You're the sergeant. Calm down. It'll be okay. Good morning to you. I got to catch up with Carol Horn. Last I heard that, when she was on with Donnie B, she was talking about how she had I think it was called Carol's Law. And she was trying to get it instituted in various states. And I don't remember all the details of it, but essentially, I think if I remember correctly, it's kind of like it would, officers would have would be legally compelled to intercede when they see another officer doing something dumb or about to do something dumb or about to abuse somebody or something like that. And again, I don't have all the details, but on the surface of it, I'm okay with that. It sounds good to me. I'm okay with that. All right, you want more? I got more for you. Here's another OMG story that has really, I don't know, it might have turned some people's stomachs. Their stomach might have been turned by this story. I don't know, but there's a video that's been circulating of a preacher of a black preacher of a mega church. So I know, I know. Why is it always the mega church preachers? They do this, there's one reason why they do this kind of stuff, and I'll tell you in a second. You may or may not agree with it, but stick around, I'll tell you. Have you seen this video? I'm gonna tell you, man, it ain't for the squeamish. If I play it for you, you don't have to watch. I'll play it for those that are, not super squeamish and stuff like that. But this particular story has been definitely getting some clicks, and I got a few opinions I want to give it about you, or give to you about this particular topic. And we got to go out to Oklahoma. Got to go out to Oklahoma for this story, and it surrounds the pastor of a mega church. How many people have ever attended a mega church? Because I want to know exactly who I'm about to offend. Like, how many people have ever attended, or do you attend what they call a mega church? A mega church. That's the new rage now, because you want to pack them in, pack them in, pack them in. So when they pass that collection plate, or it's time to tithe or give to God, because God needs money. That's one of the most incredible, just whatever. God needs money. He's omnipotent and can do all things, but he needs money. Oh my God, man. Woo! I'm omnipotent. I'm all powerful. I create the heavens. I create the cosmos, but I need you to give this man some money. I mean, when you put it like that, it just sounds ridiculous, don't it? It sounds ridiculous. I'm all powerful, all knowing, created the heavens as far as you can see, all the wonders of the world. But he needs for you to give your local pastor money so he can do good work. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that one. Mm-hmm. That makes perfect sense. In a crazy world. Now, I know I got a lot of religious folks out there, and you might be like, Nate, don't you go there. I'm about to go there. I'm about to go there. Oh, dear Lord. Just what God needs, the collection plate, just what we need. But have you seen these images? I'll show this for you. I'll show this to you here in a second. And this is a pastor who has released an apology. Have you seen the apology video? Oh, yeah, he's apologizing everything, because a lot of people are saying that what he did was nasty because of COVID, and oh God, like, and I'm looking at this shit like, this shit is nasty no matter what. Pre-COVID, post-COVID, during COVID. Who's doing this? Here is an image of the pastor right there. Anybody follow this story at all? OMG, get ready for this. You ain't gonna believe this. You ain't gonna believe this. And apparently he's like a big time thing over in Oklahoma. I don't know. Dear God, I mean, the descendants of the people that survived the Tulsa riots, and they got to deal with this motherfucker right here. Oh gosh. Where is God when you need him? Where is he when he needs you, when you need him? Well, anyway, he was doing a performance. That's what it is. He was on stage and he was trying to make some kind of point. I don't even know what the point is. And his brother, who looks kind of like him actually, was his prop for that particular thing. And I don't even know. I watched it several times. I don't even know what the brother's point was. Like, I have no idea what he was trying to say. I don't know. I don't know what he was trying to say. I mean, I sat with it and I tried to figure out. We're talking about Pastor Mike Todd, and he is based out of Tulsa. He's got a mega church in Tulsa. Anybody heard this, K? You got to watch the video. And so he brings this man up who was later identified as his brother. And he literally, and this is where it's going to get It's gonna go there, but just bear with me. I'm not making this up. But this man literally spits into his hand and then rubs it into his, now we know, his brother's face. And I don't know what the point he was trying to make is. It seems like a very expensive watch right there. I don't know what his point was in this. Is this the kind of stuff they do in your church? And the internet went crazy, like, OMG, how could you do this? Oh my God, COVID. Oh, that's nasty. You know, I've known people have told me about this. Like, I can't even watch it. And I'm like, why would you want to watch this nonsense? You know, Pastor Todd needs to make sure he gets COVID tests over his at his mega church in Tulsa. This is what y'all doing to get by in Tulsa? This is what passes as religion and going to church on Sunday? I don't know. Like, I've seen some wild stuff, you know, in my day. Like I told you when I was younger, I know the exact moment when I fell out of love with organized religion. I've told you that story many, many times before. My grandmother, salt of the earth people coming from the South, migrating up north. She still had those Southern Christian Baptist values. And for whatever reason, my grandmother was in the televangelist. And she had a lot of her favorites, but there was one of her favorites happened to be a white guy. I don't even remember his name, but I can remember his face. He looked like a snake oil salesman to me. You know, kids is honest. And my granny made me go with her. I did not want to go. I think she bribed me, like she was going to give me some money or something if I went to church with her. So we papped into the bootleg cab. That was way before Uber. And we went over to a church over in St. Bernard. And for whatever reason, we had to buy a loaf of bread. I'll never forget this nonsense. And so when you walk in there, you had dozens upon dozens of loaves of bread that were all placed right in front of the altar. And I didn't understand what it was. And at some point, this man, I kid you not, he stands over the bread. He blesses the bread. Abadabra, abracadabra, Bigfoot, yellow canoe, tippy canoe, and all this kind of shit he was saying. And then literally starts opening the bread and then like flicking the bread like frisbees. This Negro started flicking the bread. Catch it, catch it. Woo, gotta be faster than that. This man starts throwing the bread. And I'm sitting there, I had to be like 11, 12. I'm sitting here looking at this shit like, huh? This is church? People trying to grab it. Oh, they eating the bread. The bread's like coming more toward me. I just refuse to touch the damn shit. Bread's like going everywhere. I'm looking around at 11 like, huh? And I'm looking at my granny like, and she's all into this shit. I'm like, oh my God. But I'm there because I'm like 11 and 12. I can't go home without her, so I'm stuck. They held me hostage. And I remember at some point he's like, yeah, well, we've got these cool gold necklaces. If you want a gold necklace, all you got to do is come up and get one. And I'm like 11, 12. I'm like, shh, I'm going to get my LL Cool J on, right? Go get me a gold necklace. And I go up there to get a gold necklace. And they was also taking donations. And my granny gave me $2. Walked up to it. He had a black man working with him because it's always a black guy involved. It's always a black man involved with this nonsense. I never forget, I had my $2. I'm all excited. I'm about to get a gold chain. I know that shit ain't gold for real now, but when you're 11 and 12, you're like, oh, this is cool. I walk up there, my $2. I was like, here you go. And he took my $2 and I'm like, and the black dude told me, oh, the gold chains, you gotta have at least $5. I was done with organized religion to that day, to this day. I was done. That's me personally. I have a spiritual relationship. I ain't saying it's wrong. That was me. And I took it some kind of way. I took it out on organized religion. Now, since then, you know, I became older and I understand what kind of church I was in. But I'm telling you, they should have, you know, a situation like that, you just get a little boy the little gold chain and you keep on going. But these greedy ass bastards was in it for the money. That was a bad day. Kinda. I mean, really, it didn't really affect me that much. I was cool with it. You know what I'm saying? But that's the level of this nonsense right here. Like, what in the fuck are you doing? But I'm gonna tell you why people like this pastor right here, he's probably very successful. You know what I'm saying? Clean cut, attractive, good with words. That's all it takes these days. Pastor Mike Todd. And the reason why these pastors do this kind of stuff is one reason and one reason only. You know, let me make a Tulsa reference, right? Pastor Mike Todd did this ridiculous, disgusting display in front of his congregation for the same reason why them white folks tore up and blew up and burned down Black Wall Street, because they knew they could get away with it. That's why. Simple as that. All this belly aching, I predict that a year from now, Mike Todd or Pastor Mike Todd will be bigger than ever at that church. Because you know how the game goes. Oh, they trying to prosecute us. I can hear them now. Next week's sermon. Oh, they trying to persecute us. They don't know the good work that we do. We got jobs programs and internship programs, and we help this and we help that. Probably all true, right? So he'll surround himself, right? They'll posse up, or they'll circle the wagons around him. And, you know, these pastors, man, are great with words. They're great with words, and they'll flip it. They'll flip it, and next thing you know, he's being persecuted. Right? Oh, they out to get me, y'all, because that's the devil. That's the devil trying to stop the good work that we's doing. Don't let them stop the good work we's doing, and all this kind. I mean, heard it a billion times before. Tell me I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? Mental note. I want to try to find. I'm sure he's doing like I'm sure he's doing a virtual type of thing. I'm gonna make a mental note to tap into it. I would not be surprised if that's the very next sermon. First he apologized quickly, and that's the devil. Oh, the devil. Oh, that'll get the congregation hot. That'll put people on the edge of their seats. Oh, the devil trying to stop us from all the good work. They don't know about our band camp. They don't know about our band camp. Mm-hmm. Oh, we giving clarinets to all the black kids in Tulsa. Okay. I watched the video, and I didn't understand the point he was trying to make. I mean, sometimes you don't need a fucking prop. Just make your point. And when I read that it was his brother, I thought, oh, we got us a con gang right here. We got some grifters in the house. They all in it together. I went to their website this morning. Beautiful site. Like I said, they're doing all the stuff I said. We thought I was just picking up from the air. That's what they actually doing. We got band camp. We giving kids free trombones. Don't let them stop the good work we doing, y'all. Is anybody real anymore? You know what I'm saying? I mean, realness is so rare these days. Everybody fugazi. I mean, the older I get, the more I realize how fake as hell people are. And they be getting away with it. They be thriving. Fake as hell. Some of the the fakest ish you've ever seen in your life be some of the most prominent, some of the biggest people, make the most money, but that's the way we are. Real ain't valued no more. Should I say real is rare? I put it that way. Real will always be valued, but real is very, very rare. Very, very rare. Good morning to you. Can you believe it? Now, let me play the what if game. Like, I don't even see if I'm sitting in an audience like that, I'm out the door before he even get that far. Like in a video, literally dude's like spits in his hand twice as he's trying to, and he's got a straight look on his face. He got a they should launch a full investigation into everything this man has ever done. But they won't, because that's not how that works. People will be outraged. It'll be an OMG story on the internet. Blah, 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 blah. Blip, blip, bloop. It'll be over with just before you know it. It'll be over. Kush writes, where's Officer Reynolds? Right. Me and Reynolds be the first ones through the door. I just ran into Captain. I think her last name is it Pettis? Danita Pettis? I ran into her. She's a good sport about it. I'll say it again. She told me that she's aware. She heard our shows when we was talking about that clip. She thought it was hilarious, and she supports the show. So me and Reynolds be the first ones through the door, right? It's an inside joke, man. Some shit that happened here in Cincinnati a little while ago. It was hilarious. You should have been there. It was the funniest shit ever, boy. How dare you open your mouth? Call go out. You sitting your ass right here. Me and Reynolds be the first ones through the door. Where is Reynolds, man? You're right about that, Kush. Where the hell is Officer Reynolds right now? You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. But back to this. OMG. OMG. And, I'm old enough to have spent enough time around different people. And some people are real in the world of the church and some people are not. You can just tell. So I don't want to, it's not fair and it's not accurate to paint with a broad brush. Like I told you, I got my home church. You know what I'm saying? Even though I've yet to be baptized, I got my home church and I've seen the church do some really good work. And then sometimes you get around some of these pastors or you hear about some of these pastors and you can just tell they fugazi and they fake. Because a real pastor ain't doing no shit like that. Like a real man of God ain't doing that. Or are they? It's just a little spit, Nate. What you so upset about? Everybody has some, right? But there's some folks out there that have chosen to try to get ahead by using God. And I think that's a particular evil kind of business, in my opinion. I just think there's some things that should be taken very, very seriously. Anything about God, anything in that world, you got to take that seriously because people are highly susceptible to that kind of stuff, especially in the days that we live in right now. We living in dark times for a lot of people. A lot of people they're not in their best situations because of COVID. Maybe they lost their job. Maybe they just the impact of everything that's going on right now. So they're looking for something. They're looking for something real. They're looking for something they can really believe in. And they run into a mofo like this. Now, I'm just talking this morning because I don't know anything about this man. To be honest with you, I don't really I don't have no deep insight about this man. I don't. I fully admit it. This could just be a mistake. It could be. Or it could be a sign. And I don't want to get is this a mistake? People make mistakes. He thought it was going to be a great sermon. It didn't go over too well. It's like a bad magic trick. Or this could be a sign of some evil down below. My spider sense tell me the evil down below part, but again, I want to be fair to this man because I've never met him before. I don't know him. He could be a great, wonderful pastor doing great things. Or not. Or not. But OMG, what is the craziest thing you ever saw at a church? It's funny because I remember years ago I was talking about Creflo Dollar, and then a woman hit me up offline and she hit me on Facebook like, Nate, I actually go to that church. And she was telling me about all the crazy stuff that was happening and how some people like look at it sideways, but other people be like, nah, don't doubt the pastor and all this kind of stuff. Like, what? Again, listen, and I completely understand why people, believe. I personally have a personal code, period, that in lines with my spiritual beliefs. It's a code by the way I live my life, the way I approach life. Every man should, if you don't, right? but I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I grew up being forced to go to church. Grandmother forced me to go to church. Mother forced me to go to church, even when they didn't want to go to church. I'm like, wait a minute, you're not going? You're going to make me go? I was at the park. Well, I got hip to the game. Yeah. I had them kind of people. They're going to make me go to Reverend Davis Church over in Walnut Hills by myself. And my dumb ass was going. I'm sitting there like, then one day it hit me like, wait a minute. I can do what I want to do. I don't have to go to church, so I was going over there playing in the park. I walk over to Eden Park and play over there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit. Church is over. We can go back home. How was church today? Good. Lying as hell. Good. I was at the park swinging. You know what I'm saying? Go knock on my friends' doors. His mama was strict, so I couldn't knock. I had to wait until like 11. It's like, what kind of kid you think I am? I'm not gonna go to church by myself. They thought I was a good kid. I was, but I was dumb. I'm not gonna do that. So wait a minute. I mean, literally, I remember sitting in church one day like, wait a minute. Bored out of my mind. Bored out of my mind, sitting there by myself like, I don't know, 11, 12, something like that. I'm like, wait a minute. Nobody's here. I'm out of this piece. Got up, walked out. So my thing is I would go to stay. They used to make me go to Sunday school. I don't remember none of that shit. But I would go to Sunday school and I sit there. Then I go up there and I sit there for a second. I sit right up front. Make sure everybody saw me. Then I'm out. I'm going to the store. Give me some now laters. You know what I'm saying? Shit, that's a much better way to spend my Sunday morning. Who you think you are? You're going to force me to go. You better come too. I swear to God, he used to make me go to church by myself. That worked for a little while. Man, I'd be all over Walnut Hills. Tiffany writes, good morning. Ashley writes, good morning, Nathan and the Choppers. Good morning to you. Cass is in the house. She writes, hey, Choppers, loving that natural. Loving it.
You're not natural, baby. I see you got that perm in there. I still love you. You're gorgeous, but
I built the whole place. Okay. It's got to be natural. Nothing like a black woman with natural hair. Can I get a here for that? There's nothing better in terms of black women and their hairstyles. Anthony writes, morning chop shops. Release yourself from the slavery. Brenda writes, good morning, Nate and Choppers. Janice writes, good morning, my friends. I'm excited about today for numerous things. It's a great day to get some things done, but I'm getting back to my workouts today, yo. I feel like I can do it. The wifey is like, but she ain't say nothing. Got to get back to it. Feeling better every day. Jerome writes, good morning, Nate and Choppers. TNT writes, good morning. Anthony writes, like and share, fam. Charles writes, Grand Rising's Nate and Choppers. Deborah's in the house. Good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you. Joe writes, morning, Nate and the Choppers. Jerica writes, hola, beautiful black people, and the others too. Good morning, Nate and the Choppers. JC writes, morning, Nate. Open ears and open mind this day. Great to have it. Great to have. My mama didn't raise a hoe. That's good to hear. Oh boy. Oh damn. Saw that. Big Hoss slammed up against a cruiser because she stopped him from abusing a suspect. Yeah. So 3 OMG stories. Just to reiterate, this story comes from the Florida area where this officer now has been placed on leave after he slammed a female officer up against a cruiser because, as JC put it, she stopped him from abusing a suspect. It appears that he was about to pepper spray somebody that didn't deserve to be pepper sprayed. And he turned on her in an instant, like, wait, ho, what you doing here? Who you think you is? Now, you either with us or you against us. Now, which is it? Which is it? And I want to say props to that female officer for stepping up and trying to intercede, because a lot of officers would be scared out of their minds to even say or do anything. A lot of male officers will be scared out of their minds, scared of what comes next and how people might retaliate. And it might be justifiable. I'm not here to say it's not justifiable because I'm not in that situation. But, when people step up and do real things, you got to give them props or props to that officer in that instance, in that moment for trying to do the right thing. Would you like to see the video? I got the video for you. Yeah, it ain't good. It ain't good. And the Florida police sergeant has been relieved of his supervisory responsibilities under an investigation because he grabbed her by the throat. This happened back on November 19th, which was last year. And it's just so interesting when something happens, like they always want to make it seem like the suspect was like some kind of arch criminal, like they were arresting the Green Goblin or something. Quote, police officers were arresting a verbally and physically resistive suspect. Verbally and physically resistive. What the verbally resistive? What the hell? What does that mean exactly? What exactly does that mean? It reminded me of the story of Carol Horn back in 2006. She just recently got her benefits installed last year by the Buffalo Supreme Court. She had to go all the way to the Buffalo Supreme Court to get her police pension back because she stopped that white officer there you see on the right-hand side from assaulting that black man you see in the middle picture. Yeah, the black man was handcuffed and the white officer was choking him out. Like, what a coward. What a coward. You're going to choke out a man who's handcuffed? Way to go, big guy. You're such a big guy. Such a big guy. Let me see. Anthony writes, answering phones, property room, or impound lot. Okay. Crystal writes, top of the morning. Nate and the Choppers, good morning to you. Dude was a sergeant. Yes, he was. Sandra writes, morning. Yes, she was brave and got her job back and paid. Yeah, you talking about you talking about Carol Horn? Yes, she did. Took her 15 years though. Took her 15 years to get back something that she deserved. This is my first posting a comment. What's up, Isaiah? What up? Good morning to you. Victoria writes, oh, since Sandra, I sent you an email. Please check it and respond when you get a chance. TNT writes, he probably beats his wife. I don't want to make any wild assumptions. All I would say is that based upon what I saw, they should do a wellness check on his wife and his family. Because if you wilding out like that in public, who knows what you're doing behind closed doors. Crystal writes, she should have blown his brains out. Ooh, that's extreme. Not sure about that one, but that's a bit extreme. Right? She's trying to de-escalate herself. Kush writes, good morning, Nate and the Mighty Choppers. Officers are roided up, mandatory random drug testing. I'm with that. Brandy writes, good morning. Good morning to you, Brandy. Tanika writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you. Skinhead look, right? He's got that skinhead look. That skinhead look on an officer is always scary to me. I'm like, oh God. Like, is that more of a military type of thing though? Because these officers are not saying I'm going to skinhead route. I know they're not doing that. I think it's more of like a military thing. You know what I'm saying? They get all militarized. So look, I'm gonna go all the way there with it. But I gotta be honest with you though. I've known some officer, white officer, who was a sheriff deputy. He had that military look, but he wasn't like that. He was cool people. So you can't always judge a book by its cover. Maurice writes, he told her to never go against the force, right? Shit, that's like when Senator Palpatine grabbed up on Darth Vader, like, look here, I know that's your son and all, but I gave you an order. Remember that? You know what I'm saying? Palpatine was like, look, I gave you an order, Darth Vader. Kill Luke Skywalker. And Darth Vader was all caught in his feelings, like, do I obey my master or do I kill my son? Right? And he grabbed him up, like, look now. Let me use these force powers on you. You can see it. Never go against the dark side of the force. Ogunjobi. Pardon me. I still got this damn cough. This shit is, I'm just so over fucking COVID. Over it. I'm over the coughing. I'm over the body aches. I'm over the weird, wild, extreme temperature fluctuations. I'm over not smelling and tasting shit. I'm over all of that, man. Boy. Let me see. Crystal writes, Nate, I'm just getting over that thing too. No joke, had me down. Yeah, it's crazy, yo. I always took it serious, though. I never, when people were saying things, I believed every word they said. You know, I have family members that caught up sick and people I know that got COVID. I believed every word they said. I never doubted it. You know what I'm saying? I always doubted it. I never doubted it. I always thought it was 100%. I got more OMG stories for you. Okay, this next OMG story will take us to the NBA. And we got to talk about Kyrie Irving and something that he said recently has caused a little bit of a controversy. Now, some of you people out there got the wrong impression about me because I told Kyrie to shut up and dribble. That's right. Shut your damn mouth and get out there with those incredible crossover skills and put on a show for the New Jersey Nets, man. Kyrie's all caught up in his feelings about COVID and the vaccine. And as I understand it, Kevin Durant is out. He's still not going to take the vaccine so that he can be with the team during home games. But now he's traveling for away games. And it's all tied up with the New York City policy on COVID and all this kind of stuff, right? But Kyrie Irving says something recently that we need to spend more time on. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's got some flat earther tendencies, but on this one, Kyrie Irving was 100% correct. Correct, Mundo. And I like the fact that Kyrie Irving is not afraid to speak his mind. And he recently put on his Instagram page something that caused a little bit of controversy, but then it went away. And that's because the brother's right. And it has to do with the NBA logo. Now, the NBA logo right now is a silhouette of Jerry West, who I guess was a good player. That's what they say anyway. Yeah, they say Jerry West was a great player, but Jerry West is not indicative of the NBA and what you think of the NBA. When you think of the NBA, who are some of the first players you think of? So I'm going to just say, let's play a little game here. I'm going to say NBA, and then you tell me the names of the players that jump into your mind, okay? So let me give you a little time. All right. NBA. National Basketball Association. What are the names of the images of the faces that jump into your head? When I say the word NBA or National Basketball Association, like which players do you think of first? Now, I think it depends on your era. Depends on the era, your age, that kind of thing. Like if you in your 60s, you probably going to be thinking of like Magic, right? You might even say some Bird. If you in your 40s, maybe even your 50s, your 30s, you're going to probably say Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or LeBron James, right? Right. So Kyrie Irving went on his Instagram and he said that the NBA should change their logo. He said basically it's outdated. And he said instead of it being a silhouette of Jerry West, which nobody remembers, was he a good player? I don't even know. Was he in the league? I guess he was. He played for the Lakers, I think, something like that. He's like, nah, Kyrie Irving said that the logo should be Kobe Bryant. He said that the NBA was built off the backs of black kings. Oh, I bet they love that. I bet they love that. But homie got a point, don't he? The NBA was built off the backs of black kings. There'd be no NBA if not for black kings at all. And don't nobody say no damn Larry Bird. I don't want to hear it. Now, the reality is that Kyrie Irving is right and he's wrong. The NBA should have look at that logo. Why is the NBA still using this white man as the logo? If that ain't some damn racist, white supremacist-ish, get the hell out of here. Maybe it represents the ownership, the lack of black ownership. That's funny, Nate. Did you hear that? Was that like a voice in my own head? So Kyrie Irving is right. The NBA was built off the backs of black kings. That brother was so on point with that. He was so on point. Quote, IDC, I don't care what anybody says, black kings built the league. Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban said he's on board with changing the NBA logo to Bryant. But the reality is that if they're going to change the logo to anybody, it should be Jordan. What? Jordan was the black king that built the NBA and turning it into an international superstar. It wasn't no damn Kobe Bryant. I'm sick of this Kobe worship. How you gonna give it to a man that based his whole game plan off of Jordan? That don't even make no sense. So Kyrie Irving is right and he's wrong. He's right in the sense that the NBA should have changed the logo tomorrow. This is embarrassing. But he shouldn't be no damn Kobe. People just saying it because he died tragically in a helicopter crash. I get it. But hell to the no. Now I would take that. But it should be that Jumpman logo. That's what it should be. That's what it should be. I think we got Black Russia calling in. Hey, Black Russia, hold on 1 second, bro. I'll get you straight on the air. That's right. Black Kings built the league, but they don't own the league. That's for damn sure. I mean, fuck the logo. What they need to do is carve out some ownership, some black ownership. Let some of these former players come together and coalesce their money, pool their money together, and own them an NBA franchise. Now that's some winning. You know, just prittle back and forth about the logo. I mean, they should change that shit a long time ago. That looks so damn outdated. Like, what is that? Who is that? Look, that's an unathletic silhouette right there. That's the most unathletic silhouette I've ever seen in my life. Oh, fucking Jerry West. They don't change that shit. So I'm with Kyrie Irving on this one. He still needs to shut up and dribble, get your ass back out there and start wowing the crowd with those incredible basketball handling skills. But he's right on this. He's 100% right. Can I get a here on this? 513-873-7134. Jenny Rice, didn't we go through enough in Tulsa? No, you didn't. No, we didn't. Nope. Because God gave you a prophet. God gave you a prophet right there. Oh, boy. I'm sure the brother's doing good work. I'm sure. You know, I want to believe the best. Glenn writes, the pastor looks like dude on Channel 12 News. I'm just saying. Wait a minute. You talking about Kyle Inskeep, man? You wrong for that, man. You wrong for that. You wrong for that. You wrong for that. Janice writes, he was supposedly performing a healing. Okay. A healing. What was he trying to heal? Like, brother had a rash or something like that? Or oh no. Hold on. Hey, Black Russia, hold on 1 second, man. Let me hook up the phone system and I'll bring you back on. Hold on 1 second. It's our first call since I've been back. Looks like it's gonna be Black Russia. Hold on 1 second. We'll bring him straight on. Got to pipe him into the system. Black Russia, good morning.
Hey, good morning, comrade. How's it going?
Doing well. Doing much better.
Good. That's good to hear. We can't have you going out like that. Hey, Jordan should be the logo. Ain't no doubt about it. But somebody said that Nike owns it, so it's over.
Uh-huh. Well, they can find another image of Jordan. It don't have to be the Jumpman logo. It could be, him with his tongue out or something like that in the air. He got a whole bunch of great poses. Still there?
Yeah, I was saying that he could. Yeah, I was saying he should do. They could take the image where he switched hands on the Lakers when he won that first title.
Yeah. Or
that was like all right.
Or maybe the image of him jumping from the free throw line with the ball out. That's another iconic Jordan pose.
Yeah, or him shooting that jumper.
Yeah. But do you agree with Kyrie Irving that Black Kings built the NBA?
Oh, ain't no question. Ain't no question. Now, of course, when the NBA first came about, what they call it, the ABA, and they had to merge before the merger. But yeah, I mean, when the Black players became totally associated with the league, I mean, it took off from there. I mean, it wouldn't be a multi-billion-dollar corporation without Black players. So absolutely, I mean, but Jerry West. See, people got to get hit to Jerry West though. Like, he wasn't no slouch though. You still see him around on it. Playing GM with the teams. So he got mad respect.
Yeah. He's pretty good GM.
So I mean, it's time to switch it up. I mean, you just need a new look anyway. I don't know if it's more about black or white, but just rebranding. That's always something that people need to be able to do. NFL don't have that problem because they just put up the letters. But hey, have you been watching the news? You see Jeff said he going to trial.
Yeah. We talked about. Well, I know you mentioned in the Chop Shop yesterday. I did see that he's going to a jury trial at that.
Yeah. So
wish your brother the best, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Have you been talking with Jeff?
Like that? Oh yeah, that's my man, $100,000. We talk quite often.
Really? So what's the spirits like? How's he doing?
Oh, he doing great, man. Hanging out with the family. Laying low.
Okay.
Probably watch the fight this weekend. Keith Thurman fighting.
Keith Thurman fighting. Oh, okay. Who's he fighting?
Yeah, so Marco Barrios.
Okay. So you gonna watch it with him?
I might. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see.
Well, tell Jeff I said keep his head up, man. I hope he come through this.
Yeah, I'll pass the message along. I will definitely do that. But other than that, hey, I wanted to tease you real quick. Hey, you ain't got no home church if you ain't baptized, bro. You got a church you visit. You a visitor.
Right. Yeah, that's how it goes officially, right? Yeah, you're right about that.
Right. Which is cool. I mean, hey, as long as you visiting, that's cool. But till you hit that water in your location, you visiting.
I claim them anyway. I tell my wife all the time, if I'm not officially a part of a choice, but ever join a choice, it'll be Corinthian Baptist Church.
Oh yeah, Corinthian is a good church.
Yeah.
I've been there several times. KZ Smith is the man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I enjoy it every time I go. They doing a lot of good stuff in the community, like you said earlier.
Yeah, a lot of churches are. You're right.
Yeah, well, I mean that one specifically. I mean, there's great pastors out here, there's great churches out here in Cincinnati, but that specific one, yeah, they do a lot of good.
Absolutely.
They do a lot of good. So, and they're really cautious about COVID too. That's another thing too that other churches should bite off of. I mean, they're really protective of their membership when it comes to COVID. They take all the precautions.
Yes, they do. All right, brother. Thanks for the call.
All right, take it easy.
Yeah,
have you been tested for COVID yet?
Not yet.
Bro, you need to go get tested, bro.
I am.
Don't they have these like pop-up sites going on now? Have that popping up?
Yeah, I actually got some COVID tests here in the house.
Oh, do you? Okay, all right. Yeah, that's a big. You get it from the post office or?
Well, we picked them up.
Oh, okay, all right. I just saw an article that that a lot of tests, the post office is starting to get tests to people's houses. You can get up to 4 if you order them.
All right, man. Thanks for the call.
All right, so, and look, one more thing. Look, that dude don't look like Cal Inskeep. Every black man don't look alike because they got the same haircut. Warren County, I'm talking about you.
I'm glad. Okay, yeah, I didn't say he did. I think that was Glenn who said that.
Yeah, Glenn, no, I know you didn't say that. Warren County said that shit. And I'm like, bro, see, you perpetuating that white shit. By saying all black folks look alike. You're like Cal Inskeep. No, he don't, bro. Dude is darker. Dude's face is totally different. They got the same box haircut. Okay, that part. But he need to get the hell up out of Mason with that mentality. Thinking all black folks look alike. We don't.
Okay. Taking shots. Okay, shots fired.
Yeah. I feel like violence this morning.
Okay, I'm with it. All right, thanks for the call, Black Russia. Take it easy, man.
All right, comrade. You too.
Most deaf. That's Black Russia checking in. Good to hear from you. Yeah, I didn't say he looked like Cal Keep. That was somebody else. So don't get me. Fame got me in trouble before with Kyle Keep. You know what I'm saying? I had to apologize over and over again. I'm like, I don't care, quite honestly. I don't look at nobody no different. I'm that dude. Used to argue with the black community over gay rights. People used to say, you must be gay. I'm like, if that's what you need to believe, yep, I'm gay. But like I told you, I still feel the same way about what I said. Think whatever you want to think. So no, I don't have no issues with none of that. None of that. I got 3 OMG stories for you. I've given you 3 already, but I've got, as always, I'm prepared. I got more than that. I got another OMG story for you that we must discuss. To set it up, I want you to look at this image right here. Have you seen this image before? Do you know what this image is about? This is some like straight sci-fi human beings are about to destroy the world type shit. This OMG story comes from our friends over in China, where the Chinese, they are just very inventive people. And they introduced this about 8 days ago. I was sick at the time. I really couldn't talk about it, but the Chinese have created an artificial sun fusion reactor. And when they turned it on, they calculated that it got 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. But it was here on Earth. 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. And you can see people there. That's a long ways away. You see the flare from them turning the reactor on. 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. And the Chinese, our fellow human beings, have created this. Hooray, hooray, hooray. And apparently they set a new world record after superheating a loop of plasma to temperatures 5 times hotter than the sun for more than 17 minutes. It's called the East Reactor, Experimental Advanced Superconducting Tokamak Nuclear Fusion Reactor. Maintain a temperature of 158 million degrees Fahrenheit for 17 minutes. And the smart people are saying that this achievement brings scientists a little bit closer to the creation of a source of near unlimited nuclear energy. How many people think this is a good idea? How many people think, raise your hand if you think this is a good idea? Well, they done it. It's done. So nothing we can do about it. But I'm going to tell you, man, I mean, here we go again with human beings trying to play God. I'm all for science. I'm all for scientific advancements. But from time to time, I read something or I see something, I think, oh, we're about to cook our own goose. It's just something about 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun, which is a star that gives light and heat to our entire solar system. It just don't sit well right. We don't sit with me right. I don't know what it is. Something about it just seems like human beings are gonna make a mistake one day and cook our own goose. That's what it looks like. Could be this. Mankind, mankind, mankind. We just think we can control and do everything. 5 times. What? This is not the sun. And again, we need energy. We need clean, renewable sources of energy so that we can turn the lights on and we can power our phones. What are we gonna do if you can't power your phone? We can get on Netflix. What are we going to do if we can't get on Netflix? Of course, we need a superconductor that's 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun on the surface of the earth. That makes perfect sense, right? I would say keep your eyes on this one, family. Keep your eyes on this because nothing went wrong from what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing and what I've read. There was no unexpected, disastrous turns of events or anything like that. Everything went as planned, but I'm just saying, here we go again. Putting pigs' hearts in human beings and creating artificial suns. I mean, somebody had to do it first, right? Right? Something's bound to happen. Telling you, man, sometimes I read these articles and they read like the preamble of a sci-fi movie. And these sci-fi movies are warning signs to human beings that we should stay in our own damn lane, but it is what it is. Dale writes, look, I used to be a deacon and the inner workings of the church is a trip. Is that right? Is that right? Jeffrey writes, you have to find out who wrote the Bible to understand. Here we go. Jericho writes, no callers. We miss you. Call in. Will you call in, Jericho? You go, you call in. I want to hear from you. Thank you so much, Sheila. Appreciate you. You call in. Call in and tell me I'm wrong about something. I got a story coming up for you that maybe you can sink your teeth into. Or your claws, whichever is more appropriate. I'm joking with you. Pamela writes, now a later's in church is a match made in heaven. Crystal writes, good morning. People going back and forth about the Bible. Pastor, aka polyamorous Pastor X, needs to have a seat and stop posting on social media. Is he still posting on social media? I haven't seen any of his posts. He might have unfriended me. Let me see here. I don't mind. Do whatever you like. Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like he unfriended me. Okay. I'm on his Facebook page nonetheless. Just posting regular stuff, nothing, no biggie. Okay. Showing off his J's. Why is he on showing his J's off? Okay, I don't know. He can post on social media if he wants to. Xavier University's men's basketball adds Hersey Missile. What? Wait a minute. What? Hersey Miller, son of music mogul Master P, is a walk-on transfer. Is that right? That's nice. Nice for him, man. Great for that guy. Bethel Baptist Church. Yeah, I remember. Bethel Baptist Church. Reverend Davis. Jada writes, good morning to Mr. Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you, Jada. Nate, is the phone hooked up? No shade, but you forget sometimes, King. No, the phone's all hooked up. I do forget. I got that fog of COVID thing that was with me for a little bit. Let me see. Good morning, Pat. Good morning to you. Good to see you. Stephen A. Miller. I'm sorry, Stephen A. Smith said COVID almost killed him, and if it wasn't for the vaccine, he would be dead. He did say that. He did say that. Omar is in the house. He writes, if they want Kyrie to play at home, the New Jersey Nets can pay a fine and he will play. Okay. People saying Jordan, that's right, Jordan. Grant Hill. Grant Hill, you funny for that. No, man. It's gotta be Jordan or LeBron. That's it. Jordan or LeBron or Kobe. Those three men. That's it. Ewing? No. They said, or maybe they do that. Maybe they just switch it up from year to year and then commemorate and honor different great players. And it's a different. 1 year is Larry Bird, 1 year is Magic, 1 year is Dr. J. I mean, it's so many kings, primarily black kings, that helped build that league. So Kobe should be the logo. Agreed, the logo needs to change. Jerry West was really good. Kobe all day. I love Kobe, but he ain't the logo. Okay. The big O, Wilt Chamberlain. Okay. Earl the Pearl. So y'all going too far with it. Jumpman should be the NBA logo, but Nike beat him to it. Black Kings, they are for sure. Absolutely. 100%. 100%. Tiffany writes, I'm sure if they change it now, the logo would include the figure of a person. I'm not a b-ball fan. I never knew it was an actual person. Yeah, it was an actual person. Jerry West. Makes sense on some levels. Cam Israel. What up, Cam? In a minute, man. MJ and Kobe both sold out the black community in many ways. No black kings, black sellouts. How did they sell out the black community? How did MJ, you talking about his shoes? How did Kobe sell out the black community? I want to hear more, Cam. You might have an argument there, but I'd like to hear it. Good morning to you. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mr. Ivy. This is your West Side Connection, your number one fan, your number one caller. Drop Squad 52, dropping science again on the Nathan Ivy Show. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing better. Good to hear your voice.
Well, thank you, sir. It's good to hear yours, and I can relate to you. I know what you're going through, and I would just like to ask you one thing before I get into my serious and disgusting flow. What do you drink, Mr. Ivy, for that throat? Because I know you're in broadcasting and y'all got all kind of remedies. I just wanted to hear what yours is.
Water, maybe some organic lemon juice
That's
in
it?
the water. Yeah, warm water. That's it.
Okay, let me throw this out there for you. Green tea, garlic, ginger.
Yeah, I've done all that. Yeah, I do all that.
Oh, okay. All right. You did all that. Because I know how people are in broadcasting with their voices, and they got all these kind of remedies, drink this, drink that. And I was just curious to what you were drinking.
Yeah, I had a little cough, but there was nothing I felt like I need to take something for. So, but I do the ginger water thing and, green tea every once in a while, but primarily it's warm water, lemon, organic lemon juice, cut the lemon, squeeze it in there, natural side, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, again, it's good to have you back. And yesterday's show, when you first came back, the first thing I said, Nate is not going to take calls. And I was 100% right, because when a broadcaster returns from being off his show, he must be the show his first day back. It cannot be the callers, because all you're going to have, every caller, oh, you this and that, oh, how you do, blah, blah, blah. So, Mr. Ivy, that's why I like you. That's why I F with you, because your ish is tight as a broadcaster. And I know 2022 is going to be off the chain for you if we could ever move on from the coronavirus. Now, back to your topics. 3 OMG moments for the past year. One of them is the presidency of the 46th President of the United States, Joseph R. Biden. The second is COVID-19. And the third is this economy, also known as Biden inflation. Now, Mr. Ivy, today at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, our president will give his second major news conference of his presidency. The last one he gave was back in March of 2020, which is just totally shameful, and it's a disgrace that this man has only had 2 major news conferences in 1 year. And hopefully the American people will tune in.
Why is that a
because right
disgrace?
now, Mr. Ivy, what's that?
So how is that a disgrace? I ain't even really noticed.
Because Mr. Ivy, every time this man has been on TV, he gives speeches, not in prime time, not when people are at home sitting on their couches. He gives speeches in the middle of the day or in the morning when people are at work. So again, he never takes questions when he gives these speeches. He runs away, and you can hear the press in the background. Mr. President, Mr. President, and he walks away. So all I'm saying
gave a
is
primetime
the
speech
president.
like a year ago.
That's what I'm saying. It was March, Mr. Ivy, where he had a full press conference, and even then, he had selected reporters and news outlets that he called on. It wasn't where he just, okay, you over there, you go, or you over there. He looked down at a piece of paper and he had people selected. So we already know that the lamestream media are willing accomplices of the Democrat Party. So we'll find out today if this press conference is going to be any different from the one that he did back in March. Now, you can go back and listen to that press conference if you want to and compare it to what's coming up today, but I guarantee you, most of the American people have tuned him out. Mr. Ivy, why did he pick 4 o'clock to give this major press conference in light of what's happening in this country and overseas in Ukraine with Putin? Russia, if you're listening,
Yeah, like people can't watch it on delay. It'll be on C-SPAN. It'll be on all the major news outlets. It's not like people can't watch it if they want to.
No, but Mr. Ivy, they're going to be chopped up and screwed.
Not
when
always.
You take President, yes, they don't show the full.
Yes, they do. It's always available.
It's there. It's there. You're right. It's available. But Mr. Ivy, most people do not consume the media that way. Okay, they look at headlines.
Most people don't really want to watch. They don't want to watch an hour-long or 30-minute press conference of the president anyway. That's most people.
Well. Again, this is our president, and we have things that are going on in this country that are concerning the people, and they want answers from the man who said this was not going to be part of his presidency. He said this type of confusion, this type of uncertainty, this type of frustration amongst American people with their current president and his administration, he said those days were over. He said America is back. He went overseas and told all the foreign leaders, America's back. But look at America right now in the face of defending Ukraine. Mr. Ivy, that's about to blow up. And I guarantee you, Putin is going to do it at a strategic time so Joe Biden will look like a fool because it's his fault. The Democrats should have not framed his presidency as a way to reverse everything that was going on with Trump.
Yeah, but now we're getting away from stuff I really want to talk about. I don't really want to talk about Putin and Biden right now. So what else is on your mind? You wrap this up?
No. I mean, if you're telling me to get off, it's your show. I'll get off, and I appreciate you being back.
I don't want to talk about that nonsense. We'll talk about that another day when it's something more relevant.
Well, what you want to talk? I can find a story of a pastor spitting in somebody's face. I can find that story. I can find a story of a police officer choking out another insubordinate officer that he's probably in charge of. We could talk about that stuff, which is irrelevant to the American people, because right now in the United States Senate, they're debating voting rights, Mr. Ivy. But if that's not important to your show, I get it, sir. And before I go, I got one thing to say. What kind of colored man are you? Drop Squad 52. Drop the science. to anyone who wants to catch it.
Appreciate it. I feel like I hurt Drop's feelings, but he was going way to the left. I wasn't even paying attention no more. Ain't no sense in acting like I was. Putin, Biden, blah, bleep, 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 bleep. I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. I have no idea. I couldn't sit through it anymore. Good morning to you. Yeah, that's what we talking about. Nathan, you got to get Reggie Harris back in here. You know, I was thinking the same thing because today, City Council is going to be dealing with a whole bunch of ideas that are being put forward on how to deal with affordable housing, how to deal with some of these landlords. You know, I'm telling you, I'm hearing through the grapevine that these landlords, some of these landlords, not all of them, straight predators, jacking up rent as much as they can. And it's such a difficult thing to deal with because how do you tell a property owner that they can't get as much money out of their property? At the same time, when you're dealing with a pandemic and you're dealing with a crisis of homelessness, the city's got to do something. There's got to be more the city can do to protect everybody involved, including people who are renters. So I did read this morning that our new city council was coming with some ideas, and Reggie Harris is the chair of, I forget the name of the committee, neighborhood committee, something like that. And they're going to be discussing it today. But I will reach out, Crystal, and see if we can get him back on. And apparently he's the point person because this is the work that he does. So a lot of people are going to be looking at him to come up with some ideas that are going to push the needle forward when it comes to that here in the city. It's a real issue, man. I've heard a lot. I heard a lot of really sad stories of people who are, you know, on some levels being taken advantage of. But then you think, well, damn, it's the property owner, and don't they have the right? Like, if they think they can get an extra $100 a month in terms of rent, is it wrong for them to try to get as much money as possible, even though you might end up kicking somebody out? That's some shit people are dealing with every single day right now in the city of Cincinnati. Drop, don't be mad at me, man. You know, I'm just doing me. Jamal writes, black people always call the black people the capitalist sellouts. It gets old. Yeah, I don't understand how they were sellouts. I don't understand how they were sellouts. I want to hear that. Brent writes, it only takes a little bit of white brainwashing to activate the cool chip. Is that right?
It only takes a little bit of white brainwash to activate the coon chip.
Just a little bit. Where's the white women's at? Y'all funny, man. Y'all are funny. Let me see. A lot of Michael Jordan's prison system. Phone system. Yeah, somebody said that Michael Jordan and Kobe was like black sellouts. And like, how are they black sellouts? Are you because they dated or they married non-black women? Are you saying that, or what exactly? Leslie writes, regarding his China discovery, it is my belief mankind will only be able to play in this game or any other game for that matter for as long as Elohim, the God of this universe, allows them to play in that game. Okay, I'm with you on all of that. Nay, all you need to drink is Mr. Leonard's Come See Tea. Is that right? Never heard of it. Well, I mean, what is that? That a real thing? Never heard of it. Let me see. Good morning to you. Let's see. Good morning. The last president called the press the enemy of the people. Right, he sure did. He's still running around talking nonsense. Listen, as it relates to Biden, focus on your local politics. That's what I got to tell you. It's gridlock up there, people. Focus on local politics. At least we didn't have to listen to the Trump rant. Oh God, believe me on that one. I'm happy about that. As usual, drop complaining about nothing. Right, there's nothing there. Cam just posted a link about Kobe Bryant, Jim Brown, Arsenio Hall. Okay. Not sure what that means, but okay. I have to check on that later. Ask drop about the subpoenas for the Trump family. Oh, I didn't want to go down there, man. I don't give a damn about no Trump. Whatever happens to him, like when there's something relevant and big to talk about as relates to Trump, we'll talk about it. Until then, I'm sick to death of Trump. I was sick of talking about him, sick of looking at him, And now that he's out of office and we don't have to talk about him, I don't plan on it. Let me take a quick pause. We'll come right back at 513-873-7134. This is the last honest place in America, the Nathan Ivey Show. Don't go anywhere.
Take it away, feeling too good to me. Chilling all day, all in your space is where I wanna be. Here in this room, what did you do? I just can't get enough. Too caught up in your love. I've been trying to forget, but you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I've been hanging by myself, asking for help, but nothing seems to work on you. Yeah, you always make me feel like, oh yeah, you never leave my thoughts alone. Yeah, you're the reason I'm going out my mind. I just can't stop thinking about you. All that I crave when you're away, nights are sleepless. Do we need space? Yeah, maybe a break. Boy, you're my weakness. Give and we take, the love that we make, it's my favorite drug. Too caught up in your love. I've been trying to forget, but you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I've been hanging by myself, asking for help, but nothing seems to work on you. Yeah, you always make me feel like, oh yeah, you never leave my thoughts alone. Yeah, you're the reason I'm going out my mind. I just can't stop thinking about, yeah, you got me feeling some type of way. You make me wanna stay in all day. You're the reason I can't get out my head. I just can't stop thinking about you. 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 I just can't stop thinking about you.
All right, good morning. It's about to happen for you in 2022. Learn how to feel good every 60 seconds of your life as things manifest for you. That's the topic of the Sunday morning masterclass hosted by Charlie Winburn. You can tap into it on Sunday at 10:45 a.m. You can watch live on Facebook at facebook.com/Cincy Renew, or you can watch live on YouTube, Renew Community Church live stream. Again, it's about to happen for you in 2022. I'm telling you, 2022 is going to be, it's your year. 2022 is your year. And think about this, February 22nd, 2022, all those twos, man. That's going to be a lucky day for somebody out there. So this is what you should be thinking about, I think, on January of any new year. just, how you going to manifest and make whatever your plans are come true. So perhaps our friends over at Renew Community Church can be of help in that area. Perhaps check them out. Maybe. Back to your chat before we roll as we get closer to 10 a.m. No, I didn't really get rid of him. I just, he was off topic on that other stuff. Jada writes, it's real here in New York, $2,500 for a 1-bedroom apartment, depending on where you live. Right. Oh, it's real here in Cincinnati, man. I'm telling you. You got landlords out there, and then it's all kind of games being played with some of these local nonprofits. Because with the CARES Act, money is being funneled through nonprofits here in the city. And you got landlords. I've heard of stories, man, where some landlords don't want to accept the rent. And see, I think that sometimes you forget. If somebody's back on their rent, they back on their rent. I got it. But that ain't always the case. Sometimes somebody could just be a month behind and they've already signed the papers to go through the process to get the money from the CARES Act from a local nonprofit, but they're still putting pressure on the tenant. And I think people just they underestimate that kind of pressure. Like, that's an incredible pressure when you talk about being evicted, especially if you got dependents. If you got dependents, that's a special kind of pressure. That's a special kind of difficult thing to deal with. And you talking about having to move out and or be set out. That's a real bad thing right there. And I know that city council tried to pass this thing where if you were going through the process of getting money through the CARES Act, that you couldn't be evicted. And then the judges may or may not have been enforcing that or honoring that. It's just, something got to be done, man, because it's a hard thing on both sides. Number one, you got tenants that are struggling to find places to live and they don't want to be set out on the side of the road. On the other hand, you got property owners who are like, look, I need to get paid. I need to get paid. And so both those considerations need to be taken into consideration. But for me, man, I don't know. I'm just a bit more sympathetic to tenants, man. People that might be put out on the side of the road. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom and I, we were growing up. We went through a lot of struggles. I was Section 8 kid. You know what I'm saying? Remember what that is. That was a house. That was a program where if you was low income, they could put you in different neighborhoods that pretty much you couldn't afford because the money was guaranteed by the government, to the property owner. And on the outside looking in, it seemed like a great thing. But even with that, it comes with a lot of pitfalls and a lot of like unintended consequences. Very, very difficult. But we were never like evicted. We were never set out. I mean, there were some times where Chairman Mom was talking about the rent and worried about things like that. You see your parents worrying about bills and stuff like that, man. That's just like a very special type of pressure. You know what I'm saying? When you see your parents struggling about rent and stuff like that, it just brings a different kind of energy to the house that the kids can feel as well. But it's a real difficult thing. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Mason. Welcome back. This is Alicia Reese, and I just wanted to call in and tell you that you're right on target. What you're talking about, we've been able to help a lot of people with the 513 Release Bus, but we also have run into the issues, like you said, with landlords not accepting the dollars. And one of the things that we've got to look at, and that's why it's important to vote in every election, because like you said, who the judges are, that matters. You got the local government in the city, they have home rule. In the county, we don't have home rule. So we can't necessarily make a lot of different laws because we are like a subset of state government. And but each municipality, a lot of them have home rule, but it's only limited to their jurisdiction. So if you lived outside of Cincinnati, it may not have applied whatever the law is within the city limits. If you're in Norwood or you're in Lincoln Heights, it doesn't apply to you. As a county, we represent the whole county, but we have some that are villages, some that are townships, Townships don't necessarily have the home rule, a lot of the flexibility that you would have as a city, a chartered city. But that's why every component matters. And one of the things we got to look at, are these the landlords that are not accepting these dollars? Are these, they should be looked at and maybe even disqualified from some of the, are they getting tax abatements? Or are they getting any type of incentives themselves? And I'm not sure. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. But if they are, I think that's an area that we need to be looking at, saying, well, wait a minute, you're getting government tax abatements or assistance, but then here we are with a government check to pay you for a person's back rent, and you're not accepting it. So that's another phase that each level of government we've got to definitely look at. One of the things I'm really focused on is we got a backlog, even at Jobs and Family Services. And before I get to the backlog, I do want to announce something that I think is good and positive. Michael Patton, who had been at Jobs and Family Services, worked his way from the bottom. We just appointed him to be the first ever African American over Jobs and Family Services, and he's an African American male. And I think that's huge for Hamilton County. It's the largest department that we oversee as a county commission board. And so our board was unanimous in selecting him and elevating him to this. It's interesting because the majority of people that come through there, and a lot of the people that are serviced, the young men that are serviced, they look like African-American males. And so we have an African-American male now leading that department. With that being said, I've asked the administration in the next 60 days, I need a 60-day plan, is what I've been asking for, to clear out some of this backlog. Because we got people that's been approved but haven't gotten the check on the Jobs and Family Services side, the people who have applied on our side. So I'm waiting and hoping and really pushing to get that, because people need the help now. There are some landlords who will accept the check, and a lot of them have. And those landlords are saying, hey, I got to get this check. They approved, but where's the check? So we're working through that. And I've asked them I call that a state of emergency as well, because that is, people got it, like you said, the gas and electric company, you got the water bill, you got your actual rent. The other thing is people holding on to their homes. We talk a lot about affordable housing, but there's a couple of things. There's people in homes right now that they own and struggling to hold on to the house that they already have purchased. And so because of a number of issues, and we had no program for homeowners at the county level. And so we do have that now. We put $5 million for that. So if you're a homeowner, you now can apply, and you also can get gas and electric paid, water paid. At the county, you couldn't do that for us as a county. We only had rental assistance. We didn't have anything for you if you own a home. The other thing is the property taxes. The assessments are coming out, and you're going to get hit. And we had where you can have a rebate. People voted for it, but we had never really implemented. But I think one time, you know how it is. We do a levy and we make all these promises. And then after the levy get passed, all of a sudden these promises are not kept as it relates to the taxpayers, only as it relates to the business people. So we had a chance every year. We vote on it. We had the money to do it this year. And the administration said 10%. And I said, no, we got the money. We can do 30%. And we were able to do 30% tax rebate. In addition to that, that $5 million that we put to the side, now we are able to also help with back taxes. So we can use it. You can use it for back taxes. You can use it for gas, electric, all those different things, as well as your back mortgage. So we open up the processes, but you're right. Once we open those processes up, it's not enough for us to just vote for these things. We've got to now get in the streets and make sure these things are actually working. So those are some of the things that we're working on. And we've got to get this backlog up. But you're absolutely right. I'm starting to hear a lot about the different landlords not accepting the funding. So I've asked the administration to get a list of who those people are, and are any of those people getting any government assistance themselves, whether it's tax abatements, which we don't do the tax abatements, but the city does. Each city has their tax abatements, and if that's the case, then we need to take a strong look at it. Last but not least, I wanted to just update people as we go into 2022. I have a report to the people out if people want to know, what our office has worked on and what we've been able to do in just 1 year. We've got information, and then there's things in there like whatever happened to the bus, how many people did it help? We got the stats because I'm all about, what did it do? We helped 4,000 people so far. We helped 700 businesses, gave out $6 million. We've given out $18 million so far to people with rental and utility assistance. When I first got there, we were at 5 million. We got 18 million, and it's still moving. Yes, there's a lot of work that needs to continue to be done, but I wanted to report that some of the things that we've done has definitely been working, and we've got still more work to do. As we go into 22, there's some big issues that's coming up. We got to finish the Black Music Walk of Fame. We got to get that built. And as what I've seen is as we've gotten over these hurdles to start working on this Black Music Walk of Fame, I've seen a lot of other projects come up, not put on necessarily by us, but a lot of different projects now. And what usually happens is that we have something moving, but if you only got limited money. And so now we've got other projects, a freedom thing that they're talking about, like a freedom Dora that they're trying to push and, on the river. I've heard 3CDC now to take over a convention district, and we go back to 15% and fighting for inclusion. I just want us to hopefully in 22 do things differently. In this budget, I also put some money to the side, $500,000 to look at Black ownership. I'm not talking about the affordable housing piece. We're going to do that. But this is for Black business ownership because we're renting. Most of Black businesses are renting. And what I'm afraid of is once, this wave of, Black not being in anymore, the rent goes up, just like we see these landlords saying, we don't care if you got a check, you got to get out. We don't care if you can pay us, you got to get out because we want to go up on the rent because why? They own the property. And so we want to really look at how do we move to that ownership model. And that's going to force us to look at things a little bit differently. Elected officials, we got to look at things different. We can't just do community benefit agreements. And at the end of the day, we get some hot dogs, hamburgers, some uniforms, and they get permanency. You know what I'm saying? They get stuff that's around 40 years. And we got something that's around for 30 or 45 days. We've got to move to an ownership model. And that's what I'm hoping. And I obviously can't do it alone, but I'm hoping that we start to move that way and do it differently in 22. So if you see me bringing up these issues, I just want to let you know they're talking about doing a convention district in downtown Cincinnati. It will include the Millennium, where the Millennium Hotel was. It includes the parking lot across the street, the downtown shopping little thing across from the Hyatt. And we're talking about turning that over to 3CDC to lead it, right? And so what that does is get a non-elected body in charge. And then we come back with, what we're going to try to make 15%. We're going to try to have some inclusion and community benefits. It's hard when you have a community person sitting at the table who may not understand development or whatever. And then on the other side of the table, you got lawyers and experts, and it makes it a lot very difficult. So I'm hoping that we can do things maybe differently, move in a new direction so that there is some parity, some ownership, because land is not being recreated. So just wanted to bring that up to you and give you the update about Michael Patton. which is a big move, I think, for Jobs and Family Services. I wanted to bring up the fact that, again, if you want to know what our office has done, we've got to report to the people. I've been doing that since 1999. You can get a copy. You can call my office, 946-4401, and get a copy. And the last thing is we are pushing for us to get people out of this pipeline and try to get these checks out, hopefully in the next 60 days is what I'm trying to push for. So just wanted to bring those things up to you and your audience, Nathan, and thank you for bringing up the point of what's really happening out here. It is a state of emergency for a lot of folks, and it's going to take all hands on deck, not one person, two person, not one government or another government. It's going to take everybody with all hands on deck.
Alicia, thank you so much for the call. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yep,
Bye-bye.
that's Alicia Reese, Hamilton County Commissioner, with a check-in. I appreciate it. So I'm leading about Michael Patton. That name sounds familiar. I think I met the brother before, but the first black man to lead JFS. Interesting. Props to him. I'm sure he'll do a great job. Said it was unanimous by the Board of Commissioners. So we'll be looking to him to do good things, big things, and just learn more about, I think I need to learn more about, what JFS does. Like what do they touch exactly? I've got an idea, but I need to have more of a concrete idea. Before we roll out of here, another word from our sponsor. Today's show is brought to you by our friends over at Renew Community Church. Pardon me. As I've been telling you, they do a Sunday morning masterclass hosted by Charlie Winburn. From time to time, you'll see him in the chop shop. This Sunday's topic, it's about to happen for you in 2022. Learn how to feel good every 60 seconds of your life as things manifest for you. You can tap in on YouTube at Renew Community Church live stream and on Facebook at facebook.com/Cincy Renew. That's CINCI Renew. And if interested, go to their website, 3Ws.renewcommunitychurch.org, to get a free ebook and sign up for coaching. It could be business coaching. It could be life coaching. If you never had a business coach before, you might be an entrepreneur. Try it out. What do you have to lose? Absolutely nothing. All right. Have an excellent rest of your day, family. I'll be back with you and hopefully better than ever tomorrow morning, bright and early, 7 a.m. We chop it up on people, politics, and pleasure, everything that's going on. Today, I brought you 3 OMG stories. Really, I brought you 4, 5 OMG stories, but 3 OMG stories you will find hard to believe. Maybe. Some of that stuff was wild. Have an excellent rest of your day, family. We'll catch up real soon. Until next time, take care of yourself, and I'm out.